His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his...
Hey guys, it's Alice. So today's video I'm going to be talking about things I wish I knew to bring to uni. Most of them I'm quite savvy, I hope. So most of them I did bring. Some of them I know that other people wish they did. But you know, and it's just stuff that if I didn't have I would have really struggled, and it's not the immediate stuff you think of off the bat. So if you haven't seen me before, hi, my name's Alice. If you'd like to like, comment, subscribe, I would really appreciate that. And I am in a different filming location. I've got to be really careful I don't set my hair on fire because I've done that before. I have a cup of green tea. I just cleaned this area and my mom's gonna come home in a bit, and I hope she's really proud of it because she basically was really angry at me for not cleaning my room. So, and I've got my door open, which is why you can see my living room. So I'm hoping that she doesn't come home immediately so that I can film this in peace. And I know half my head's cut out, but like, what can we do about that? That sounded like a sarcastic comment, but it wasn't actually. Yeah, that's better. Okay, we'll take that. If you haven't met me before, I am going into my second year at the University of Brighton. I study applied psychology. It's just psychology. There is no difference. They really specify like there's a difference, but there's not. In my first year of uni, I lived in halls on the Falmer campus at Brighton. I lived in Paddock Fields, so if you are interested in looking at that, or you've got a place at Paddock Fields, I will link my room tour. But yeah, so I have a list on left phone. So I really need to stop looking at this. I'm sorry, it's quite, I'm really bad at that. And obviously I feel like a disclaimer is implied, but this is obviously just stuff that I found I needed relevant to the exact halls I was staying in, my exact room, and me in general. So some of the stuff you might completely not need, but obviously this is just my personal experience. Take it with a pinch of salt, kids. Okay, so the first thing that I went to uni without because I didn't think I would need it, and then about 3 weeks in I rang home and was like, okay, I really need to sort this out, is a printer. And again, this massively varies depending on the course you do, but I started off my year by doing my key readings, by reading them online and then making my own notes on paper. I managed that for about a week before I realised I was running out of time and I couldn't physically get it all done in that time space. So I then changed to printing out the key readings, even though it was reams and reams of paper. I printed double-sided, black and white, sometimes 2 on a page, and highlight and make notes that way. Obviously it didn't go into my brain as deep as making notes reading it again did, but I physically didn't have time to do that. It was taking me days to complete one key reading, so that was what I needed the printer for. I handed my work in online, but it helps a lot to print it out, give it to one of your flatmates and say, you know, can you read it over if I've got any spelling mistakes, any sentences that don't make sense. But yeah, a printer was one of the things that I definitely needed. So now I've got my lovely amazing printer. It's a Canon printer. I think it was probably about 40 quid. I'm not sure, but it works great. It does double-sided printing. That's, you know, bish bash bosh. I'm sorted. The next thing that I needed was extra storage for my bathroom. Now I will specify this. I had an ensuite, so I didn't have to share a bathroom with anyone, which is great, but it was more of a wet room. So inside this small room you had obviously the sink, the toilet and the shower. There was a little shelf where you could put, you know, your toothbrush, toothpaste, but as a girl I had all my feminine hygiene products that I had to deal with. Shampoos, conditioners, body wash, all that. There was a little shelf in the shower to fit them. I needed a space for all of that, and so I bought one of those big storage trolleys from Amazon. I'll try and insert a picture now. It's just on wheels and it's slotted in. Yeah, it's white with silver metal and it's got 4 drawers. It was just exactly what I needed. I ordered it on Amazon and it came flat packed. My dad assembled it, but I think it was really easy. It came with all the stuff you... Hello? I think that was just the washing machine, but that scared me a little bit. Next thing, if you are stingy like me with your money, a clothes horse. So for me personally at Falmer, laundry was £3 to wash and £1 to dry. £3 was expensive enough for me. I didn't want to spend the extra £3 drying my clothes when it wasn't necessary. So I would dry my clothes. I would do a lights, colours and a darks, obviously at separate times, whichever I accumulated the most of. I don't know how to describe it. It's one of those things that you pop up and you hang your clothes over to dry, basically. And so I would hang them over, and then in 24 hours they'd be dry, or I'd put them next to the radiator, and it just saved me a bit of money. I got my clothes horse from B&Q. I really should have numbered these because I have no clue what I'm chatting about. Okay, number 4. I don't know whether this is all uni halls or whether it's just mine. Mine wasn't really set up like a block of flats. Mine was set up more, in the words of my sister, like a retirement village. I really massively needed blankets, because our flats were freezing. The radiators, they warmed up really quickly, but the windows were single glazed, and so one side of your room would be really warm and the other would be really cold. And I get cold really easily, so sometimes in the winter I would have to sleep in like all of my clothes with a duvet and 3 blankets piled up on top of me. So if you get cold really easily and you're slightly worried about that, there is no harm in bringing extra blankets just in case, because you know, you'd rather be warm than cold. Maybe. The 5th thing, again along with the cold thing, is a dressing gown. My flatmates, 78% of the time they saw me, I was in a dressing gown. A, because I get cold really easily, and B, because whenever you cook in the kitchen, our extractor fan wasn't over the hob, it was to the side of it, so it didn't actually extract the fumes, and so whatever clothes you wore in the kitchen came out smelling of the food you'd cooked. If anyone's ever had a job as a kitchen porter or a waitress or a barista and you've worked really closely to the washing up, you know that feeling when you come back from work and all your clothes smell and they've got to go in the wash straight away. That was what it was like for us. We soon realised in my flat that we were going to have to do washing really frequently if every single one of our clothes we wore every single day was going to smell. So I chose to wear my dressing gown. Some of my flatmates all designated like a hoodie. There was their kind of cooking hoodie that they would go to the kitchen in and cook their food in, and just wear that for that purpose, so it would smell rather than the clothes underneath. Makes sense? So yeah, I would definitely recommend some kind of either old jumper that you don't care about that you can wear whilst you cook, just in case it makes your clothes stink. I got mine for like 10 quid from Primark when I got there. So another thing would be slippers. Again, I got mine from Primark after I arrived. You don't want to go on the kitchen floors barefoot, because it's absolutely grim and you do not know what has been there, what has been dropped on there. We were lucky enough to have cleaners come twice a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday, do a bit of mopping, do a bit of hoovering, wipe the surfaces down. Just to, you know, quick basic clean. They took out some recycling occasionally if they were feeling nice. You know, the floor got sticky. So slippers, 3 quid from Primark, you can't really go wrong. Or just keep your shoes on. Okay, and for number 7, I would say extension cables. So I don't know how to describe it. Something you plug into a socket that provides you with extra sockets. I feel like you all know what I'm talking about. In my flat, the sockets were either awkwardly placed, and I just didn't have enough sockets for my printer and my computer charger and all of that stuff. So I would really recommend, because you can't go wrong with it. It's just really useful to have. If you have any people to stay, it means that they've definitely got space to plug in their stuff. And you could even get some of the ones that have plug sockets as well as USB sockets at the end. Number 8, medicine. So I know some of you think this is quite obvious, but I have medicine now in all of my bags. I always have a packet of ibuprofen, a packet of Nurofen, a packet of paracetamol in my handbag at all times and in my drawers at uni, because when you need it, you then don't want to go to the supermarket purely to get it. I remember when during freshers, one of my flatmates got freshers flu really bad, so she had to miss a couple nights out, and I provided the Lemsip, and so I felt like such a mum when I did that. Blister plasters as well, don't forget those. Any kind of plasters. I cut myself with a knife like the first month in. So along the same lines, I haven't written this down, but what's it called? Hand sanitizer. Number 9 is a mattress protector, and by protector I don't mean topper. A topper is like an extra bit of mattress that you can put on your bed that makes it softer and more comfy. I don't mean that. A mattress protector again just protects the mattress, because when I came to uni, my uni provided a mattress protector. I already had my own, luckily for me, because when I arrived there was a mysterious yellow large stain on one of the corners, so I swiftly took their mattress protector off, put mine on. You don't know who's been in those beds, you don't know what's been going on. I'm sure everything's fine. My uni beds were the comfiest beds I've ever been on. I'm gonna be honest, it was a single bed, but it was the comfiest thing I've ever slept on. I would not have felt comfortable sleeping on that mysterious yellow stain. The next two kind of go together, so 10 and 11 is an eye mask and earplugs. Because if you're like me, over summer I was really used to, when I would go to sleep at home, it would be pitch black in my room and silent. I'd get a great night's sleep. I need a good like 8 hours of sleep to function, if not 9. And then you go to uni and everyone's having parties, the curtains are, excuse my language, shite. There would be street lights right outside my window, and my room was bright all the time and I just couldn't sleep because of the light. If people were having parties until the wee hours of the morning and I had something I had to get up for the next morning, eye mask would be on, earbuds would be in. It was less breeze because they'd be gone like well before midnight, probably like 11, sometimes even 10:30. It would be when people had flat parties opposite me. I love my sleep, I really need my sleep. So number 12, anti-back wipes. Anti-back wipes are your saviour. Let me find you an example. Right, this is my packet from uni. Prism bathroom wipes, prevents lime scale, blah 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 blah. bleach free, shine surface, remove soap scum. So obviously these are marketed for just bathrooms, but as someone who doesn't clean very regularly because I'm too lazy, when your mirror gets disgusting, the shelf below the mirror gets disgusting, the shower head, the floor, the toilet, the sink, you don't need a spray, you don't need a cloth, just get those out, whip it round, bish bash bosh, good to go. You can even use those stuff on the floor. You know when you get like muck and hair on the floor by your shower? Ugh, not good, not fun, especially if you've got your parents coming to visit or anyone else coming to visit. It's not a great way to introduce them to your room. It just does the job for you. Definitely recommend bathroom wipes, and they're so cheap, they'll literally be like 50p. You know, you can get some at Wilko's, it's not that expensive. 13, which was very obvious to me, but to some people I realise it's not, is Tupperwares. I'm a big fan of, if you want to cook a big batch of spaghetti bolognese or chili con carne, they're my kind of go-to ones. Cook enough for 4 people, because normally that's what recipes are catered to. Serve yourself up for dinner, and then the other 3, put 3 portions in Tupperwares and put them in the freezer. Chili con carne for the next month, 1 night a week. Spaghetti bolognese for the next month, 1 night a week. If you make a little bit too much food in one evening, Tupperware it up, put it in the fridge, that can be your lunch the next day. Tupperwares have been something that I've always used, so it didn't really seem like that much of a thing that I would forget for me, but I've got loads of Tupperware, absolutely so much, and I'm a big fan of making things in bulk, so I have to cook less. And then number 14 is, right, a cork board, and not like a notice board, like an actual cork. I'll go get one. I've bought more this year because I brought one last year to my flat and none of my other flatmates thought about it, and so we all shared that one. So I bought more. There's 3 inside here. This was from IKEA. It was literally like £1 or something. And what these are just little cork boards, and what you can use them for is when you just take things out of the oven and you don't want to put them on the surface in case you burn it or you get scorch marks on it, and obviously you're renting the place and you don't want to be liable for damages. So get these, and it means that, you know, once you've taken a tray out of the oven, it can go on here and it's not going to burn it, and it's going to be completely fine. Same with if you're taking a pan off the hob, because normally at home when I'm waiting for a pan to cool down or a frying pan, you know, it's had bacon in to cool down, I will just leave it on the hob with the hob turned off, or, you know, maybe on a different ring. When you're sharing a flat like I was with 8 people, normally there'll be me and 4 other people in the kitchen all cooking at the same time because we like to spend dinner time together. If you're cooking pasta but you're also frying up some bacon, that's 2 of the rings you're taking up. Someone else is going to need those rings, and it'd be really selfish just to leave your stuff on the rings for absolutely no reason when you're not using them because you don't want to burn the surfaces. So just grab yourself some of these because it makes everyone's life so much easier. And you know, if you want to bring something over to the table but you don't want to put it directly on the wood because you don't want to set things on fire, this honestly, I cannot stress this enough, these are so important. Please get these. The final thing, the 15th thing, this has really brilliantly worked itself into 15 items, which I hadn't planned on. I hadn't numbered them until just now, so well done me. Is a full length mirror, and as shallow as this sounds, because it really does sound shallow, most unis don't give you one. You know, you get maybe a mirror above the sink and that's it. Freshers, you want to look presentable, you can check what you look like, you can take pictures in it. You know, it is quite vain, but like full length mirror is useful. I even use mine, I use the corners of mine like leans against the wall. I use it to like hang things on, so double use. And behind it I store all my cardboard when I'm done and I haven't taken it to the recycling, so it's got multiple uses in one. But it's something that some people kind of just forget about because we're so used to having one. Like I've got one on the back of my door, I just got one off of Amazon, maybe 10-20 quid, and mine just leans against the wall. I haven't like pinned it up or anything. So that is all that I've thought of for this video. If you've been to uni and things that you wish you'd remembered and what other people brought that was like a really good idea, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video or you have any other video ideas, again let me know, and like and subscribe. That would be absolutely amazing. It would mean the world to me. On that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I hope you all had an amazing day, and I will see you hopefully next Monday with another video. Bye.